Loads of runners out there interested in the Nike Pegasus 39 right now. So today I've got a part 2 of my Pegasus 39 versus the rest series. Let's get to it. Hey cats, it's Ed, Compare the Midsole Bud here, with my second set of comparisons against Nike's daily driver, the Pegasus 39. Valued viewers, you are most welcome. Make sure you help the channel out by hitting that subscribe button and also clicking the bell below for notifications when we launch those new videos for you. You can give us a like or a super thanks down below, and don't forget to share this video with your running buddies. Cheers, me dears. Lots to get through, so let's get to those comparisons surrounding Nike's Pegasus 39. First up is Puma's daily shoe for this year, the Velocity Nitro 2. This shoe came in for testing just after I did my part 1. It probably would have featured there, but it just missed out by hours. There's some similarities here in Puma's daily shoe, but a few differences too. It's probably the most requested comparison of all of the running shoes out there right now. The toe box is somewhat more shallow and narrower here in the Puma shoe. It does feel like it's coming to quite a point in the toe box area. I think that could be a bit of a deal breaker for some of you out there if you've got a wider foot. And despite the traditional slightly longer length here in the Puma shoe, I think quite a few people will be reaching for the Pegasus this time around. You might be able to go up a half size in the Puma perhaps if you're looking for more width, but I'm not sure it's going to really give you that much more. It's quite a narrow shoe and you may find that your toes just can't splay out enough. There's some differences in the heel section of the shoe as well. It's quite a bit more padding around the back of the heel in the Puma and a lower profile around the ankle in the Nike. Feels a bit more prominent around the ankle here in the Puma shoe. Just a fit that's a little bit more present on foot, where I find the Pegasus just drifts away over the miles. Ride-wise, I'm finding that the Puma's got a little bit more squash and compression over the Nike. The Pegasus is a little bit more responsive out of the box. Not firm, but I'd suggest it has a little bit more of a rebound feel in comparison to the Velocity Nitro 2. And it's probably from those dual air units. It really is quite a distinctive ride in the Pegasus 39. Nothing much in it price-wise here between the Puma and the Nike shoe, but for me the more generous upper fit in the Pegasus 39 puts it ahead of the Puma, but not by an awful lot. There is a bit more of a curved feel towards the mid to forefoot in the Pegasus 39. The Puma feels and also looks a little bit flatter in that department. Probably the second most requested comparison now against the Novablast 2. Tell you what, that Novablast 3 looks space age, doesn't it? There's lots of protruding bits of the midsole there. Looks like something that you might wear at a nightclub in 1,000 years' time. Certainly the ASICS is a lot more compressive than Nike's Pegasus shoe this year, and as such I find it a really good easy day option. It's not something that I've ever felt I want to wear when I'm running at a higher speed, just a shoe that when the legs need a bit of extra persuasion to get out there on some days, and as I'm getting older, this shoe becomes more and more important. I think it's just a bit too much of a foam mass there for me. It's more about impact protection really with the Novablast. Maybe they should call it the Nova Sponge. Not to say I don't like the shoe, but I just like it for a very particular thing. There's just far less shoe here, and I think that really benefits the Pegasus and makes it a little bit more versatile. Sleek and feels a little less like it's doing the heavy lifting for you. You've got to put a bit more effort in here, and I think as a training shoe, that's a good thing. You don't want it to be too easy, do you? It's like playing a video game on the easiest level and then going, yeah, I completed it. And then everyone goes,
yeah, but you did it on easy or novice and not on hard mode.
This is medium mode. I tend to prefer a sleeker and slimmer ride really for my daily shoes, you know, 6 to 7 miles, that kind of thing. Though it doesn't mean to say that the Pegasus 39 ride will be for everybody. I find it's loosening up a little bit now around about 70 miles, where this one's just super loosened up out of the box and just presents a really good option for those easy efforts. I'd certainly suggest that those who are after a more cushioned feel should go for the Novablast 2 over the Pegasus 39. You know, react's good and it's durable and all, but it's no flight foam blast. There's little in it weight wise. I think the Novablast's a little bit more expensive, and the Pegasus, again, feels a little bit more responsive underfoot. So horses for courses here. If you want the compression, go for this one. If you want something that's a little bit more responsive and versatile, then the 39's a good deal. How about a HOKA next? My word, it's a boat, isn't it? Now, the HOKA Mach 4 is a bit of an odd shoe. I picked it up and sort of enjoy it, but it felt a little bit like something and nothing. The upper was perhaps one of the better ones that I found on a HOKA shoe of recent time, aside from the Rincon 3, which is pretty much spot on. The underfoot feel here is pretty much more in line with what I want from a daily shoe, just a bit more low profile and less present, I suppose. You had the dual midsole approach here with the slightly more compressive ProFly material on top of some EVA. And boy, this EVA really doesn't like colder temperatures. The main issue I had here in the Mach 4 was the outsole. It just started crumbling away really quickly. So the Pegasus has certainly got the edge over this one in terms of grip, no question. Nice and light upper material in the Mach 4, and in no way did I ever feel it was uncomfortable, though I did have to put in some slightly shorter and less flexible laces into the shoe to get a really good lockdown. Just didn't find the ride in this one as inspiring as I do in the Pegasus 39. Just seems to work for pretty much anything I want to use it for. Easy miles, some tempo stuff, even some repeats at 200 or 400 meters. With this shoe, it kind of felt good at a couple of paces for me, but it's one that's slowly drifted out of the rotation. Plus the fact this one's a wee bit more expensive than the Pegasus, I'm not so sure it's as versatile. Not quite as responsive or forgiving underfoot, mainly due to the fact that you've only got a slither of that ProFly foam here. I think they have upgraded it for the Mach 5. We shall see. Easy one here, the Pegasus 39 trumps this one for durability and also for versatility. I might take it up to 60 miles or something, but there's not an awful lot that's drawing me back to this one. I guess it's a touch lighter here due to that EVA material, but then again, it's an exposed midsole foam outsole. It's always going to wear down quicker. Last comparison today is a foam favourite of mine from last year, the Vomero 16. It actually was my favourite Nike daily shoe until the Pegasus 39 came along. I'm a real champion of this shoe, and I find it a bit of a close call between this and the Pegasus. If you perhaps want a more forgiving ride with that hint of ZoomX here and the very compressive SR02 material. So mysterious that. Why didn't they just call it something? It really is a super soft carrier on the outside. I found this a really great cushioned long run shoe. The outsole was pretty superb as well. Nike do get it right in terms of road outsoles. I am finding a little bit of wear on the Pegasus at 70 miles, but then again I see similar midfoot wear on lots of other manufacturers' shoes as well around that point. Now there's certainly a more bulky upper here on the Vomero 16, and as such it's probably going to be a tad warmer as we hit those hot summer months here in the UK. I can't see it being too much of a problem though. A lot of people say, oh, the upper's really hot, but I can only really tell you my experiences of using the shoe here in the UK, and it never really gets that hot here. Similar grip on both shoes here, and a very versatile set of lugs on the outsole. Look at those lugs. I think it's a little bit down to use case here. Perhaps if you're training for a marathon or some longer distance event, then the Vomero 16 might just have a little bit more in it. I think the Pegasus is fine if you're going up to about 10 miles or so, but if you're going to do those longer, slower runs, I think that's where the Vomero 16 comes into play. There's just a little bit more cushion and squash here, and it's slightly more plush than the Pegasus. A touch heavier on weight and a heavier price on the wallet too, but I think that's down to the runner. Is it worth the price? Is it worth the extra outlay? I think if I could only have one out of the Pegasus 39 and the Vomero 16, I'd probably still opt for the Vomero. I just think it's got a little bit more there. What say you people? I've compared the Pegasus 39 up against a whole range of daily shoes there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. A musical interlude for you. There's a great track that was produced by Joe Meek back in the 1960s. It was called Just Like Eddie by Hines. I think Hines was a singer, possibly from Southampton, I believe. And he was signed up to Joe Meek's label at the time. It's kind of like a hit machine, really. They just sort of made songs every single day and put them out and hope they struck it rich. Just Like Eddie is a song all about Eddie Cochran's sad passing away. But rather than a cash grab, it's more like a ode to like an icon. Eddie Cochran was seen as being one of those sort of heroes of rock and roll, and certainly Hines modelled himself on Eddie Cochran's look a little bit, I think. It is one of the most earworm tunes ever. Once you hear the hook line, that is it. I really like the whole premise of the song where, you know, you've got all these people that want to be just like Eddie, you know, playing a guitar on the hill or whatever. Really nice to hear a song that's putting Eddie Cochran right up there where he belongs. It's got the classic Joe Meek overloaded production as well, smashing drums, You can almost imagine people hitting cardboard boxes or something to get that extra effect. I do recall that Joe Meek used to use the toilet at one point to get some special reverb effects, and I'd love to know whether it's true that he actually pumped liquid rubber into the floorboards to try and absorb the sound that was going through to the lower floors of the building he was on in Holloway Road. Either way, go and check this one out. You'll probably hate me for it and you'll never ever want to listen to it again, but it will stick in your ears and you'll never forget it, just like Eddie by Hines. Thanks for tuning in, guys, it's always appreciated. Help the channel out by giving us a super thanks below. You can also hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications when the new videos are launched. Give us a thumbs up, like, and share this video with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you